You water it again and again. The soil's bone dry. The leaves are curling. Nothing changes. So you pour more. Here is what almost every gardener gets wrong. That plant is not dying of thirst. The soil itself has turned water repellent, rejecting every drop before it reaches the roots. 5 natural fixes can reverse this almost overnight, but first you need to understand what is actually happening inside that pot. A home gardener stands over a drooping houseplant, watering can in hand. The soil cracks around the edges, pale and dusty, but every time water hits the surface, it slides away or cuts a narrow channel straight to the bottom of the pot. The top stays dry, roots untouched. Water pools along the rim, then disappears, leaving the plant as limp as before. Frustration grows with each attempt. One gardener says, "I have watered this thing every day, and it is still dying," echoing a common complaint. The surface looks parched, but the tray underneath fills up almost instantly, as if the potting mix is made of plastic instead of earth. This is where most people go wrong. It feels like a watering problem, so the answer seems obvious. Add more water, but the real issue hides in plain sight. After a few cycles of drying out and rewatering, the organic matter in many potting mixes, such as peat, compost, and coconut coir, develops a waxy coating. Instead of soaking up moisture, the soil begins to repel it. Water forms beads, clings to itself, and refuses to sink in. The roots, buried just below the surface, stay bone dry even as the water rushes past them. No amount of extra watering can fix what is really happening. The soil has turned hydrophobic. The evidence is everywhere for anyone who has ever owned a potted plant. Cracked surfaces, runoff that never seems to wet the soil, and a plant that looks worse after every watering. It is not a lack of effort or care. The problem is physical, not personal. Until water actually reaches the roots, no fertilizer, nutrient, or miracle cure will make a difference. This is why nothing worked. The water never had a chance to get where it mattered most. It's easy to see a wilted plant and think if a little water isn't enough, maybe a lot will do the trick. Most people reach for the watering can again and again, pouring more and more, hoping for a turnaround. This is the reflex. More water must mean more help. But here is the real twist. When the soil becomes repellent, every extra pour just slides past the roots, leaving them as dry as ever. The tray below might fill up, but the root zone stays untouched. What starts as an attempt to save the plant can actually make things worse. Roots, desperate for moisture, end up sitting in a pocket of dry soil while the bottom of the pot gets soggy. Sometimes the roots even begin to rot from trapped water below, all while the top remains bone dry. This is where most go wrong. It feels like a watering issue, but the problem is that water is not getting where it needs to go. The soil forms a shield, bouncing water away instead of letting it soak in. The more you water, the more frustration builds. Nothing changes, and the plant keeps drooping. It is not about neglect or overcare. It is about the physics of water and soil, surface tension, absorption, and the hidden barrier that forms after repeated dry spells. Until that barrier is broken, no amount of extra watering or fertilizer will help. The answer is not just more water, it is getting water to actually reach the roots. That is the turning point every gardener needs to see. When soil dries out again and again, something almost invisible happens beneath the surface. The organic particles, bits of peat, compost, or coir start to change. Each drying cycle leaves behind a thin, waxy film on every grain. This film acts like a raincoat, wrapping the soil in a layer that keeps water out. The result is what scientists call hydrophobic soil. Water, instead of being pulled in, sits on top or slides away. The secret is in the way water touches the soil. Normally, water likes to spread out, clinging to surfaces and soaking in. But with this waxy barrier, water forms tight beads, refusing to break apart. The technical term here is contact angle. When the soil is fresh and moist, the contact angle is low. Water flattens and is pulled into every pore. But after repeated drying, that angle shoots above 90 degrees. The droplet just sits there, like a ball on a wax car hood, barely touching the surface. This isn't just bad luck, it's pure physics. Water molecules stick to each other more than to the waxy soil, so they hold together and stay out. That's why you can pour a whole watering can onto a dry pot and see almost nothing change. The water might run down the sides or collect at the bottom, but the root zone stays dry. It doesn't matter how much fertilizer you add or how often you water. Until this barrier is broken, nothing gets through. The problem isn't the plant, the pot, or even the amount of water. It's the hidden shield that forms after too many dry spells, locking moisture out and leaving roots stranded. Only by breaking this invisible wall can water finally reach where it's needed most. 5 natural agents can break through water-repellent soil and restore moisture to the roots in minutes, not days. The first is liquid Castile soap, made from olive or coconut oil. Mix just 2 milliliters, less than half a teaspoon, into 1 liter of water. Pour this gently over the dry soil surface. Within 2 to 3 minutes, the water stops beating and starts soaking in. No harsh chemicals, no risk to the plant at this low dose. It is safe. Aloe vera gel works almost as quickly. Use half a teaspoon, about 5 milliliters, blended into 1 liter of water. The natural saponins in aloe lower the surface tension, letting water slip past the waxy barrier. It is mild enough for seedlings and houseplants, and even adds a touch of natural sugar that some roots appreciate. This treatment is mild. Yucca extract is next. Just 1 milliliter per liter, about 1/5 of a teaspoon, is enough. Yucca saponins are powerful surfactants, and in greenhouse trials, this dilution restored water absorption in less than 3 minutes. It is a favorite among organic growers because it is both effective and biodegradable. It is effective. Soapwort, a traditional plant-based remedy, is prepared by steeping dried leaves in water. Strain the infusion and dilute it at a 1:5 ratio, 1 part soapwort tea to 5 parts water. This creates a gentle solution that matches the action of more modern wetting agents, breaking the surface tension and rehydrating the soil without harming roots or leaves. The result is gentle. Agave sap, used at 5 to 10 milliliters per liter, rounds out the list. Its natural mucilage acts like a soft surfactant, encouraging water to flow into the soil matrix. All 5 agents were tested side by side on bone-dry potting mix. Each one, at the right dilution, turned a stubborn, water-repellent pot into moist, root-ready earth in under 5 minutes. The fix is visible and fast. Water finally reaches the root zone, and the plant has a real chance to recover. In commercial greenhouses, the quick fix for water-repellent soil is standard practice. Operators reach for diluted Castile soap, aloe gel, or yucca extract, knowing that a few drops in a watering can will break the barrier in minutes. One greenhouse manager puts it plainly: if the soil's gone bone dry, we use a mild soap solution. Within minutes, you can see the difference. Water stops running off and sinks in. The proof is right there in the pot. Apply the diluted mix and the soil darkens almost instantly. Where water used to bead on the surface, it now spreads out and disappears. Roots that were stranded in dry pockets finally get a drink. In most cases, leaves that looked limp or wrinkled begin to perk up within 24 to 48 hours. In greenhouse trials, leaf water content rises back to normal and turgor pressure returns, sometimes overnight, but almost always within 2 days. For growers, this rapid turnaround is routine. For home gardeners, it can feel like a miracle, but not all soaps are created equal. Only use pure Castile soap or plant-based surfactants, never detergents with bleach, ammonia, or ethanolamines. These harsh chemicals can burn roots or leave toxic residues. Always measure carefully, More is not better. Stick to the recommended dilution and avoid repeated applications unless the soil dries out again. After watering, check for runoff and rinse hard surfaces to keep surfactants out of storm drains. Used as directed, these agents are safe for edible crops, seedlings, and even sensitive ornamentals. The right approach revives plants fast and keeps them healthy for the long haul. Right now, millions of plants sit parched in pots, not for lack of water, but because the soil keeps pushing it away. It's not your fault, and it's not hopeless. Once you change how water meets the soil, roots finally drink. Sometimes the fix is simpler than you think.